Welcome back to Jules Sports Charts, and today we're going to try something new on the channel. Instead of merely just ripping this 2023 Donruss basketball mega box and talking about the cards that are inside, I got a hobby monologue inside my heart, almost like a mini podcast that I'm going to deliver while opening up these 10 packs per box, 15 cards per pack. We'll then discuss the cards afterwards, but I have some thoughts entitled Donruss Megas and the downfall of the Wemby hunt. Whoa, that's spicy. All right, well, let's just show you around the box, just to get the details. You can pull autos here. Iconic rated rookies, game's hottest young stars. That's just meaningless. Blue and green lasers, which are numbered to 35. You do get that nice low number. The kind of SSPs of it all, who knows how rare they are. They're really not showing up yet. Fadeaway playmakers, but it doesn't appear that that will be anything too impactful. So without further ado, let me break down my thoughts on Wemby first, then Donruss basketball, and then the megas. So Wemby, here's why I think the Wemby hunt is about to have a downfall. Number one, it's the All-Star break, and so we're moving from oh, cool, it's just the season to now playoff focus. And as you know, the Spurs are not in the playoff hunt. So with that, the incentive to buy Wemby cards is not as high because, I mean, obviously when you start the year, you have the chance to get all of his cards for playoff relevancy, right? And that went away. Empty box in the random third little corner there. When we lose that, we lose a little bit of incentive as a market, right? I think that's fair to say. So, Wemby has dominated headlines in an awesome way, right? He had a triple-double that was featuring 10 blocks. That's just iconic for a rookie to be able to get that headline. But the problem is, since the beginning of this year, Wemby's really been the highlight. That's what we've been talking about. The Thompson twins don't get much notoriety. Scoot has been a adjunct, don't know if that's actually the right word, how to say it, disappointment. Some people like Derek Lively, Pods, Yami Yaquez, who don't contest participant, they all had the ability to get us who are really invested some information about them, but the headlines, Brandon Miller, he hasn't really gotten headlines. I think there was a lot of hesitancy around him with his time at Alabama and the incident where he was having off the court problems. Staying on the court was a challenge. There was some hesitancy, I think, for him to really be given notoriety by the league. And so his play's gone up significantly, but most people don't really care because it's happened in Charlotte, which is not a place that most people are paying attention to right now. So the fact that we have Wemby seems like it's a really awesome thing for the hobby because it gives folks a reason to buy products, right? But I'm going to argue, let me just do that. Oh, I had good rookies there. That's why I did that. I would argue, Scoot, there it is, that you need more than just one guy in a product to actually have it have significance. And what I mean by that is that 2020 football is so popular and relevant. 2022 update in baseball was so relevant because there were multiple chases that you could go through. Multiple guys that kind of felt headliner-y. And when you have that in a product, it just makes it significantly more financially prosperous. So just take the math, right? Let's say there's 50 rookies in a set, right? Sometimes there's more, certainly. Sometimes I don't think they ever do less than 50. In that, if you have, let's say in this mega box, right? Let's say there's 10 rookies. I'm just throwing out numbers, right? In that, if you open up one mega box that has 10 chances at a rookie, and there's only one rookie you're going to feel good about out of the 50, 1 in every 5 you're going to get that chase, right? Let's just quick take a look at the box and see what we're actually working with here. There are 50 rookies in this one, so that's a great example. And by the end of it, we could see how many rookies we pull roughly. I mean, there's always inserts and stuff like that, but just easy math. Now let's go to something like 2020 football, where there were 5 quarterbacks, right, that have relevancy. In that, the math just works out in such a way that same odds, totally, you're likely to get a rookie card that you're excited about every single time there. Because if there's 5 and there's 50 chances, but you get 10 cracks at it, right, then you'll have some success, right? And that's not talking about any of the, color parallels that you could get, right? So odds are always a little bit challenging to get fully on the same page, but you get what I'm saying. The Wemby of it all has actually been a negative, I would argue, because of the fact, get my piles right, that he really is the only card that people are buying and putting value in. Miller, Scoot, all the other ones aren't really tracking with that. And so I think the math now is going to start to show out more that the hunt is going to start being a downfall. Number 2 reason is that the way that they released products this year, I think, was not very wise. So let's start off with the major basketball releases. First is Prism Draft Picks. Great call, right? It's a unique product because it's just literally Wemby's name. They didn't get the rights overseas for any of it all. And so with that, it was like his first card out there. It is a rookie card. People were excited about it. No rookie loader won the franchise features this year. And in it, folks actually went and bought it and chased it, and you could pull a Wemby, kind of on release week and get your money back for your retail box, which is really fun. Second product they went to was a little bit of a step up in Pro Uniforms Hoops, right? Paper product, kind of viewed as a lower tier, but now not just having it say Victor Wembanyama in a rookie card, but he had an actual uniform, even though it's not action shot. Everybody has their own opinions on that. People went after Hoops, rightfully so. They put him in some good inserts, so there was a couple of cracks at getting him. Great move. But the way they messed up was they went to Prism regular third, right? We just saw that. And so that was the peak of the Wemby market, right? Because that is really, for a lot of people, the peak of a product that folks are kind of chasing. They want the Prism card. And so now, Donruss basketball's cool. It has the rated rookie. People like that. There's a history to it. There's an origin to it. But it became something that this product now is like, well, okay, I could go and I could get cheap version of Hoops, right? And it's probably sitting around, so I have access to it. I could get the sought-after product of Prism, or I could get Donruss, and it just is landing in this middle tier. I would have recommended start with the first 2 like they did. Great. Prism Draft Picks, Hoops, but then go to Donruss, then go to a Selector Mosaic, so you're getting the Chrome, but it's less prestigious, quote-unquote, as Prism, and then you go to Prism, and then you mess around with everything else that you want to put out there, because at that point the market is now saturated, right, with his cards. Just like Wander Franco was in his rookie year, where it was like, dude, how many Wander variations are there in it? You just kind of hit a point where you're ordering of cards. This is the rookies insert, just to be clear, of Scoot. No RC logo, but an insert of it all. The impact that your order of releases has on the card market is significant. Not the best way I could have said that sentence, but you get the point. So I disagree with how they did that there. And I think the fact that we're opening this now is leading to a bit of a downturn as well. Lastly, I want to hit the mega box of it all. So we all know Wemby does not have a deal to sign autographs in Donruss. Now, Donruss has the next day, which is something that people seek after, right? On-card autos, something really exciting for the hobby to enjoy. But when your main chase that you've built up doesn't have that, and you're maybe only pulling Blake Wesley autos now, there's less incentive for me, the buyer, to buy a mega box at a retail because it's going to be, more expensive than a blaster or a value pack. And in that, you're really thinking the reason to do that is the chance at an auto, right? Because the amount of cards in Donruss is always pretty significant. Like the ratio of rookies isn't double in a mega than a blaster, making it worthwhile, if you're tracking with what I'm saying. Math doesn't work out perfectly there, but certainly it's not into your advantage to buy a mega just for the amount of cracks at cards versus a blaster. And if the auto of it all isn't even in here, then why would you buy a product that doesn't have an SSP, that doesn't have a chase of the top rookie auto, and you're just hoping that you get a crack at some of these things? Now, they're putting, maybe there was a rookie logo on franchise feature there with Keontae George. I was going to say they're putting some rookie logos more on some of the inserts, but they didn't do enough with Donruss basketball in the retail product of it all to make it worthwhile. So you should just get a value pack, because if you pull a Wemby out of your value pack, you make your money back, right? Potentially even more depending on which one. Obviously, this is all with the idea of like not hitting color. If you hit color, great, you're set for life. Merry Christmas. Obviously exaggerating, don't at me. But the likelihood is I have to hit not only one, not only two, but probably three Wembys out of this. And they're not going to double up Wemby a ton. So in that, hey, at least I got G.G. Jackson here. And there we go. This is the best pack at the end. G.G. Jackson green, and then Magician's Wemby. And this one's actually selling higher than his base. I think to some degree people might think it's short printed less. So that's good. But I would have to get this Wemby plus his base and probably like a G.G. Jackson hit on a color to come out even, right? And so with that, the math just doesn't go in your favor for the mega. Just take a smaller crack at it with a value pack or a blaster and then come back at it again, right? Because a lot of what you're paying for with a mega is just the shot at multiple color. You could get, you have double the chance at getting a rookie color of Wemby, and maybe that's what people are going to really want in it. But I think the mega itself really is going to show folks, hey, this is just not the same as maybe you thought it was 1, 2, 3 months ago. And because of that, I think the Wemby market is going to take a hit, because we are people of what happened to me lately mentalities, right? And so when Wemby's hot and it's working well, hey, I'll buy the next Wemby product, no problem. Like, that'll be really fun. When it's not, though, it's not. So, thank you for listening. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this kind of podcast rip combo of it all. I'm trying to think about ways. Hey, I just like making content, and I like trying to be creative. It's just fun. And so many folks do just the standard, here's my hands and here's the cards. And I'm like, we got to do a better way of this all. So many people have a podcast, but could we find a way to combine both in some way that would be entertaining for you all, the listener? So now let's review, because it is important to actually talk about the cards. That's what it's all about. This is good. This is a great combo. That last pack saved me. All right, let's go back to the franchise feature of Keontae George. There's the rookie card logo. It's just the yellow, the stinking highlighter yellow of it all is so just hidden. Shout out 3-point contest winner of it all, Damian Lillard, back-to-back champ. Bomb Squad looks exactly the same as last year. I don't have a problem with that, as long as the checklist is pretty different of it all, but they always could make it a little more different. Complete Players is definitely a down step. They're trying to do the true color picture of it all, which some people will like, but it just doesn't feel like, why is it called Complete Player? Like, it doesn't make sense. Franchise feature, I would say, is a step back on this year's insert. When I see franchise feature, I always think they're trying to make a movie reference. Bomb Squad of AD. And that does not look like a movie reference of anything. I got a Marcus Sasser rated rookie green there that we didn't talk about. Sasser has his ups and his downs. It's so hard to know with any player in Detroit, right, of what his actual ceiling is. But, you do usually get 2 rookie colors here, and then just the stinking glut of the other 200 standard base. Now, you got guys like Blake Wesley here. They're not really lighting up the town. Christmas tree on. It's like the villains rip there with, oh my, seriously, how many guys did I get that are like not viewed fondly in this hobby? And then here's Leonard Miller. Dude, that guy is going to be something for my Wolves, no doubt. I'm actually, who knows? He's playing in the G League right now. There's the great expectations. I do like what they did with this insert this year and throwing the rookie logo on it. Again, they're trying to make it a little more valuable. Amani Bates, what could have been, man. Strother, he might have some relevancy if the Nugs make some significant noise of it all in the playoffs. And then here's the pile of kind of the better rookies. No Brandon Miller this rip, which is a bummer because he's definitely the second best player. Koulibaly on the franchise features. Hawkins. Scoot on the Rooks. I just don't like the Rooks one. Lively. Gigi Jackson. Koulibaly. It's the Koulibaly rip. Grady. Did I get... No. Derek Lively. Scoot. And then a men. So that is what you get in a Donruss Mega. I just am offering you some caution on it. And hopefully my breakdown of Wemby, of the Donruss, and the Mega was helpful. Please let me know if you like the hobby podcast combined with the hobby rip. Happy to do more of these. They're fun. So until next time, y'all, keep ripping. Peace.